What's going on, everybody? I'm sorry for the delay. I'm just having some work done. I'm having a deck put in, stuff like that. So if you hear work being done, I apologize, but it's the process. It's gonna look great when it's done, but right now it's just fucking nightmare. But on to the important news. Ape is reporting 93 billion shares outstanding still. So you got to think to yourself, like, Popcorn said it was a glitch. Remember, he said somebody photoshopped it. And at the end of the day, Market Watch is reporting 93 billion shares outstanding. He's a hard fucking worker. Really nice guy, though. But here's the deal. Why isn't Popcorn talking about this? The FTD, remember the threshold is? I'll get into it. Now on Friday, when the market cap was all over the place, it's Photoshop. Let me tell you something. This motherfucker, at the end of the day, let me just stop for a second. Let me get back to the ape. Is it possible that ape was allowed? Ape, we all know, was a loophole because we turned around and said no to the vote of adding more shares. But when they created ape, think about this one for a second. Did they turn around and add a bazillion apes to the infinity? I don't know, maybe 93 billion, in order to turn around and cover everything that they've done? Now, people can go, no, Lou, that's crazy. And I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. Not with this stock. And if you think about this for a second, why isn't this happening on other stocks? Why isn't this at the end of the day 17 billion or 25 billion or 30 billion? It's 93 billion on ape outstanding. Why? Why is that there? And why is it there? And I can fucking probably tell you right now, I'm going to zoom in on it right now. They're about to do a cleanup operation. They're about to have a reverse merger slash, split and a new cuspid number. So technically, anything they did on ape is about to get clean the books. So why wouldn't they turn around and go, you know what, the way to solve all this fucking thing? Because Popcorn ain't down with us. Just please. Him and his crew is not down with us. So could it have been that at the end of the day, they let ape run into the infinity as far as making ape, synthetic ape, whatever the hell may be. And at the end of the day, they're going to just do a massive cleanup operation, just like that vote where we're 90% of the vote or 90% of the float, but we never saw it. And that's gone. Let me tell you something. This stock, people thought Enron was cooking the books with the sales numbers. This shit is even worse. 93 billion shares of ape is outstanding. What does that turn around and make you think about the entire size of AMC as far as what's out there in the synthetics? If I was a CEO of a company and this was going on with my stock, I wouldn't just go, oh, it was Photoshop and disappear. He had more interest showing us his Thanksgiving turkey than he does right now addressing this. And he still hasn't talked about the threshold list. You contacted FINRA. What did you say? What did they say back to you? 93 billion apes outside. Do you understand when that converts over to AMC? Do you know what they're going to be capable of doing? Those numbers are the numbers that are going in. People, you're about to see the biggest cleanup job ever. I mean, this is hats off to the criminal-minded motherfucker that did this. Because from a guy like me to see some shit like this, I can tell you, this would have never happened if this thing would have been fucking tagged and traced. 93 billion. Imagine if ape was to be tokenized on a separate exchange, and all of a sudden you saw 93 billion, but on the other side you're like, that's not possible. Those are not the real numbers. It would be chaos. But guess what? Because it isn't, that's how they're allowed to expand this and fuck people over. It ain't Photoshop, I'm sorry, unless there's somebody out there that knows how to hack every freaking, come on, it's not Photoshop. Press Popcorn, 93 billion apes outstanding, press them for an answer on this. This alone should get this thing stopped. I mean, just no fucking way. People, this is not even fair numbers anymore. This is not nowhere near something being fair. When you can create a secondary stock to the infinity and nobody knows anything about it, and it's showing up at 93 billion, and then he's still going with a reverse split merger and more, and a cuspid and more shares on top. Like, there's no way this shit doesn't land in court in the future. But then again, it won't, because it'll be all cleaned up. There you go.